Hello kids, how are you? I am back and welcome to our circle time. Well, today's circle time, we will continue our lesson about safety first. So yesterday we talked about the things that we should not do, those things that are good and not good to do as children or as a kid or for you to be able to be safe. And today we will talk about safe or not safe to touch. So everybody, can you please say the word touch? Touch. Now I am going to share with you the screen so that we can start our lesson. Okay, so there you go. Everybody, today we are going to talk about safe, meaning it's okay to do it, there's no harm. And number two, not safe, meaning it's not okay to do it or it's not okay to touch it. So today we will have safe or not safe to touch. Touch. So when we say touch, you are going to touch it with your fingers or with your hands. All right. So again, everybody say safe or not safe. Safe to touch and not safe to touch. Okay, now let's have the first picture. I will show you some pictures and you are going to tell me if it's safe to touch or not safe to touch. Okay, let's have the first one. So this is number one. Everybody, can you please say pillow? Pillow. So this is a pillow. And my question is it safe to touch the pillow? For example, this is a pillow. Okay, I am going to get some example. All right. For example, this is a pillow, okay? And you are going to touch it. Is it safe to touch or not safe to touch? So what's your answer? Well, if your answer is safe or not safe, let's see if it's correct. So the answer is yes, it is safe to touch a pillow. Now let's have number two example. Okay, what do you see on the picture? It's fire. Everybody please say fire. Now my question, is it safe to touch fire or not? Is it safe or not safe? For example, you see fire. Okay, is it safe to touch it? Are you going to touch it or you will not touch it? Is it safe or not safe to touch? Now the answer is not safe to touch. So if you see some fire, do not touch and do not go near to the fire. Okay, next, number three example we have. Everybody please say matchstick. Matchstick. Now, my question, is it safe or not safe to play or to touch the matchsticks? Safe or not safe? What's your answer? So if you have matchsticks at home, are you going to touch and play with the matchstick? Well, the answer is not safe. Why? Because this one can create fire. Okay, if you rub it, it will make fire or it will create fire, which is dangerous, not safe. So do not touch and do not play with matchsticks. Okay, next example, book. Do you have books at home? Yes, you have. And the question is it safe to touch a book or not safe to touch a book? So what's your answer? Is it safe to touch or not safe to touch? Well, it's easy, right? Now the answer is safe to touch. It is safe, and of course you have to touch your book in order to open and close and read it. Okay, so it's safe. Now let's have the next one. Okay, plug. Everybody say plug. Plug. Now my question is it safe to touch or to hold or to play with the plug? Yes or no? Is it safe or not safe? What's your answer? Well, the answer is, let's check, not safe. So at home, of course, you have plugs and sockets, right? So do not touch or do not play with your plugs at home. It is not good and not safe. So it is not safe. Why? Because once you touch it, it will what? You will be electrified, and it is very, very dangerous. Don't play and don't touch plugs. So if you want to put something or if you want to plug in something, you have to ask your mommy or daddy or grandma, grandpa, okay? So do not play and do not touch the plug. Next example. I think this is the last one. So as you can see, we have here, what is that? Hot stove. That's a hot stove. Hot meaning hot, and stove. So my question is it safe to touch a hot stove or not safe to touch a hot stove? What is the answer? Well, I think it's easy, right? The answer is not safe. So in short, do not touch a hot stove. Don't play and don't touch. So don't play and don't go near a hot stove and don't touch it. Okay? So I think you can able to think, or maybe you can give your own example of things that are safe to touch and not safe to touch. So let's have an exercise. I want you to get your notebook and your pencil, and you are going to draw something which are, okay, so you will give me examples, 2 examples of the things that are safe, which is like not harmful to touch or to play, okay, to play with. So number 1, this one is safe. So 1 and 2, you have to draw. You have to do it on your notebook, okay? So just think of anything. And which do you think is safe to touch? Okay, and here, this, you have to give 2 examples of something, anything that you think is not safe to touch. So 1, 2, this 2 should be safe to touch, and this not safe, 1, 2. Just draw, okay? For example, let's have snake. Okay, snake. So snake, where will you put the snake? Do you think, is it safe? Do you think it's safe to touch a snake or not safe? So if you think snake is not safe to touch, then you can draw a snake here, okay? So that is your homework for today's circle time. Just think, and please don't forget to take a picture and maybe color your work too, color your drawing, and then take a picture of your drawing and send to our line group, and Teacher Donna will check your work. So that is your homework. It means you can you can submit and you can send it tomorrow. All right, so I think that's it for today's circle time, and Teacher Donna will see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Remember, safe to touch and not safe to touch. Just think and please do your homework. Goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow.